Right, so different perspective on the UN there. Thanks so much to Sher and Bryce Pease. All right, let's get into the front pages of the newspapers now. And as always, starting off with the business day.
Yeah, some very interesting stories on this front page this morning. First off, grim tale of racial wealth disparity. LSE studies show South Africa has yet to move the needle on inheritable assets. Now, the London School of Economics and Political Science has cast a harsh spotlight on the sluggish pace of wealth distribution in South Africa, saying that the world's most unequal society is yet to meaningfully move the needle on the racial wealth divide 30 years after the end of apartheid. Also goes on to say that the findings are stark. Only 3% of black South African owned inheritable wealth of at least 250,000, compared with 47% of white, 8% of colored, and 43% of Asian South Africans. Also, laundered funds bought exotic cars. Millions of rands embezzled from embattled Namibian lender SME Bank have found their way to South Africa, buying exotic cars at Premier Luxury Cars importer. And now the bank is in business rescue after more than 250 million rand was looted from its coffers. And SME Bank alleged that 79.8 million of the money stolen from it was received by and laundered through AMFS to buy those cars. Also expect a new year power cuts, say analysts. Load shedding may return early as next month, but will remain at low levels until the end of 2028, when South Africans may suffer the consequences of an electricity supply deficit from January to September.
How lucky are we? All right, let's move on. The Star. This one caught my eye. Airports Company of South Africa on the brink of liquidation. That's AXA. You know, AXA basically runs our airports here. Service providers claim over 550 million rand. And it says that documents that were lodged at the Gauteng High Court last week indicate that AXA's liquidation for failing to pay the contracted service provider monies owed for services rendered. So details in that story. The photograph there, Hani's widow vows to uncover his real killers, and this is a very stern-looking Dimpo Hani on the front page there during one of the parole hearings for the killer Janus Vallos at the then Pretoria High Court. And as you know, Janus Vallos has been extradited now, so he's deported, not extradited, deported to Poland. So that was an interesting development in that particular case. And then Gekana warns no business as usual for Du Plessis, and Dilem Gekana called for the suspension of all contracts linked to businessman Jean Du Plessis and his company SKG Africa, and that's their big stories on the front page.
The Citizen this morning, NSFAS, our future was stolen. Anger erupts among students as it emerged that the National Student Financial Aid Scheme's failure to collect and reallocate unused funds from universities every year end cost them their chance for a better life. And the Special Investigating Unit has recovered 1.7 billion rand amassed over 5 years at these institutions. Picture there of what's happening in Syria. Also, SA key drug transit point. The crime is international, organized, and very profitable.
All right, finally, you've got the Sowetan, and wow, everyone seemed to love this performance from South African international pop star Tyler, who performed during her tour at Sunbet Arena in Menland. So this was on Saturday night. She also wowed Cape Town as well. So yeah, real amazing performance, I believe. Kaizer Chiefs suffer another defeat to Polokwane City, and the big one, illegal border crossings. 1 week, 110 child migrants rescued. Big story there. Arrest of taxi driver for smuggling 14 undocumented kids adds to growing list of unaccompanied minors in South Africa. So sad, that story.
Yeah, and don't forget our SABC News website, www.sabcnews.com. There you have it. Those are some of the stories covered there, and of course, many more as you get onto that page and navigate.
All right, also the app. Remember, download it onto your phone, SABC Plus app, and your phone, your device, your TV, whatever the case may be, it's there for you to use and to catch up. All of these incredible shows, news, sports, you name it, we got it, and it's all there on that app.